Hi out there in wise userland. My name is Paul Ruskay and I'm the audio director at Studio X Labs in Vancouver. What I'm going to show you today is a indie project that I've been working on with a local developer in Vancouver. And we're doing some really interesting things using the Wise plugin to procedurally animate some of the visual effects in the game. So I have the game up and running here, and as you can see, it's a colorful platform puzzler. The game is basically about solving puzzles by converting red energy into blue energy. So Lumote has the ability to possess, like this, and jump. So he really doesn't have a whole lot of abilities, but he has to solve the puzzles just using these two abilities. I'll play through this level here so that you can kind of hear everything together, and then I'll move to the next room and actually show you how some of the visuals are being triggered. This little guy here is a dumb bat, and you possess him. And use him as kind of like a battery. So you can put him onto a power pad and change the energy grid from red to blue. Our goal is to get this other dumb bat over to the other power pad. So there, I just solved the puzzle and kind of give you an idea of the amount of audio going on and how all the effects and music sound together. So I'll move to the next room and we'll take a look at how the meter plugin is being used to animate the creatures in the world. This dumb bat is rigged out so that his sound responses are creating the animation that you see. So if I approach him, he'll do a hello response, like so, and Lumote does a little reaction to that. What gets interesting is when we look at the impact on these guys. So you can kind of see when I jump a single jump, we get the dumb bat voice in a certain pitch, but if I double jump, it's much higher pitch. How that's being done is if we go over to the wide session here, if we go to the small red dumb bat, which is right here. So I have the dumb bat's impact sound soloed. And if we go over to the effects tab, we'll see a output meter voice. And if I select the drop down, these are a number of templates that Kyle coded so that I can choose what visual system I want the audio to drive. So in this case, I'm selecting output meter, which will be the voice of the dumb bat. Any sound that he's making coming out of this impact folder will be sent from Wise in the form of an RTPC, and it will send a data stream which is translated into lighting, particles, and mesh animation. If I go over to my RTPC, we'll see that it is linked to an impact scale. The amount of velocity that Lumote hits the Dumbat with will be created by this pitch RTPC. If I do a single jump and I lower this way down, you can kind of see the effect. So that's pretty low. And I can do the same thing and pitch it up really high. It gives a really interesting way of working because not only does the sound change, but also the pattern of animation that results from the real-time pitch. So if I have everything put back in again and I possess him, we'll see the sounds that the Dumbat makes when he's being possessed and moved. So if I go into common pull and common pull end and open up those two folders, we have our blue Dumbat, and for pull begin and pull end. So if I possess him and move him, you'll see that the audio is actually generating the particles, the lighting, and the animation. So one of the things that I had to work around was making sure that each of the audio folders were completely stopped before the new one was triggered. Because what I found with the meter plugin, if there was any audio overhang from a previous folder, the meter plugin would get confused and not play the next folder and pass that value over to the game engine. I'll take this Dumbat over to this switch here and show you how I used the beater plugin to do camera shake and some other big visual effects. This large Dumbat is rigged out the same way as the small one, so he has a hello response. And Lumote has a little voice reaction to that. A lot of times when I was tuning the game, I would just spend a lot of time balancing the sound so that it felt really natural and the responses between Lumote and the creatures felt correct and natural. This large Dumbat also has the impact the same way it's set up on the small Dumbat. So it gives us that random animation that's associated with the sound. And it's pretty responsive too. Like I can spam the system and it still works really well. All right, so I'm gonna possess this large Dumbat here, and you'll see we have a meter plugin that is the master mode who's at the bottom of the map, and his voice is driving camera shake and light wire animation. So if I go up into my wide session here, and this is the tower phase folder that has all of the sound effects for this tower sequence, I can solo the master mode's voice, and you can kind of see what that sound effect is actually doing visually. The other thing I did was, because we had a camera shake, I wanted to add a bit of low rumble. So I hooked up a bus that was triggering a looped rock shake sound while the master mode voice triggers. So in effect, that looping rock sound effect is being triggered by the master mode voice. So I'll throw all these elements in and you'll get an idea of what it all sounds like together. And we light up the first tower, and it exposes the rest of the map. That's a little walkthrough. There's obviously lots more going on in terms of how the session has all been put together, but the meter plugin has been really fun to work with because you have to think about sound in a visual way and create sounds that not only are appropriate for the creatures in the world, but also that their responses visually look interesting. Lumote will be out on Steam on February 20th, 2020. If you like what it looks like and what it sounds like, then go to Steam and check it out.